Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Amy. Today I am going to do a patron journal for Teresa. And this was going to be a fun one because I am going to take you through the printable process and go ahead and print some things and show you how I cut them and use them in my journal, how I go ahead and mirror image the stickers so that we can use them for Dutch doors. So in order to do this, I'll be using my computer a little bit, trying to, get you guys a good view to see what I'm doing and all of that. But first, let's take a look at the notebook. She chose this gorgeous lunar veil one with the white paper inside. You can get it either with blackout or white paper. This is from Archer and Olive. As always, I'll let you know where I'm getting everything from. If I have affiliate links or discount codes, they'll be listed down below. But this one's for Teresa, and this notebook is so pretty. It is holographic. It's got a little bit on the spine, nothing on the back. And then the inner covers are also holographic. Just this one. This has a pocket. Let's see. Pocket. And then it is 160 GSM paper with dot grid and two little bookmarks. Okay, so Teresa is one of my patrons who has been with me since the beginning. I'm so thankful for her. This is actually her third journal, I believe, that she'll be receiving. So that is super fun. And so when she was giving me some theme ideas, she gave me a couple different ones, one of which was a Breast Cancer Awareness Month spread, because she does have a personal history with breast cancer. So everyone in the comments, give Teresa some well wishes and love, and let's go ahead and make a breast cancer awareness spread. We are going to grab a whole bunch of stickers from online that we will print out, and I'll share the whole process with you. All right, so I'm gonna get both views here straight on of the screen from my phone here and try to have that on one side of the screen and then have the actual screen recording going so you can see that there as well. Okay, I'm gonna have two screens going on here for you guys. One is the screen recording so you can see in great detail what I'm doing, and the other so my hands can be here and point to things. All right, so this right here is a file from Crafty Planner Queen. It is a breast cancer awareness sticker sheet. It has some florals in here as well as some quotes and the little ribbon. So we're going to print this, but we're going to print 2 copies of it, and I'm going to show you how to easily flip it so that we can have these florals from both ways. So first, we'll just print it like this. So I'd go to my little file up here. I'm on a Mac. Of course, it'll be slightly different if you use Windows, and I'm going to go to print. When I print, you can see the little thing right here. It's showing how big it is. That's a little too big for what I want. So I'm going to press this scale button on my print settings and go ahead and choose like 60% instead of, it was at like 74. I have to select which printer I'm using. And then when I print on sticker paper, I always choose the matte photo paper setting, and I choose best. So I'm just gonna let that go, and I'm gonna remember that I put it at 60% because that's gonna be important when we flip this. So with this, we've printed it one way. Now the other way, we are going to have to go in here. I'm just remembering exactly what to do. So it just will take me a moment, but I'm going through this whole thing with you. It's all in these settings. You don't need any special app or anything like that. This is just the preview app, which is like the photo viewing thing on Mac. So of course, Windows will have something different again, but we are going to, let's see, view. I'm just looking to see what I need to do. Tools, yeah, flip horizontal. Flipping vertical will go this way, horizontal will go this way, which is what we want. So I'm gonna flip horizontal, and now you can see all the text is backwards. and these flowers have been flipped. So now we're gonna have these flowers. So if you don't wanna do any extra work, you can just go ahead and print this. This is going to give you the exact same images just flipped so that it's perfectly symmetrical. Now, of course, if you're super techie or able to use like Cricut or something like that, or a special software, you can just grab the flowers and not have to print all these backwards texts and stuff. But this, while it will waste a little paper, it gets you what you need. So we're gonna go ahead and print that one too. So while that's printing, I was looking at some of the bows over here, thinking about buying a file on Etsy or something like that. But then I remembered that I do have this Coquette Bows sticker book from Tell of a Plan. And so I think I might use some of the pink bows in here and then go ahead and use the specific breast cancer awareness bows that are already on the sticker sheet that I'm printing off. So I don't think I'm going to use any of these. I'm also going to use a pink mild liner. All right, so I decided to go ahead and also pull this into Cricut to show you how I do this here, because it is a little different. Okay, so I'm going to go to a new canvas here, and they try to get you to buy the stuff. You see it's like 99 cents for all these different images. You can ignore all that. But what we're going to do is upload, and I'm going to upload image. So I need to, can I just pull this in? Probably not. Nope. Okay. I am going to find the file again. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and press this continue button way down here in the corner and import this. So it shows all the blank space. So there's nothing I have to do here. If all of this space was showing as like white, you could just click on it and it would get rid of the background. So that's what's cool. It kind of breaks all your stickers up automatically for you. And we're gonna do them, you can choose these different things because Cricut does so much. We're gonna do the flat graphic because it's gonna print and then cut it. All right, and we're just gonna click upload. We are bringing it into here. It's really huge. You have this little thing right here that says how big it is. Let's just close that. We don't want that. Okay, and it is really big. So let's make it like 5 inches wide. And that seems like a better size. But what we want is to cut out just the florals, or mostly just the florals. Sometimes something else will get picked in with it, but if I do this, you see it changes the size of it. It's not cutting it out, so we can't do that. So what you do, like for instance, if I just want this flower and I want to do it a couple of times and keep it, may seem kind of silly. But what I'm gonna do is go ahead and put a shape over it. So I'm just gonna grab a square and put it directly over the flower. It's okay if a little bit of something else is over it. We're just trying to cut down on how much is printed so that we don't waste so much ink and paper. So then we are gonna pick up both of these. You can do that a couple of ways. I like to click one, then hold the shift key and then click the other, and I'll pick them both up. And what I'm gonna do is slice them. The slice button is right down here, and I'm gonna slice it, and it cuts everything out. So now I can go ahead and cut those, and then this is now separated from all of that. You do see that it has a little bit of this slice in it from that circle sticker. It's okay, it'll print out and we can just ignore that piece. But now we could just delete this whole thing if we didn't want the rest of it. I'm gonna follow the same process to get these 2 florals, and then we can go ahead and duplicate them a few times. So I'm covering up all of that. Let's see, can we get rid of the name on it? D Strong. That is for one of our planner gals, Dee, who is fighting breast cancer last year or the year before. And so Crafty Planner Queen made the sticker sheet to help support her. All right, so again, grab both of these and click that slice button. And now I've got all these extra things. So you can literally just click on the items you don't want and delete them. And then now we've got this piece. So now we've got 2 stickers. We're gonna do the same thing with this flower and then delete the rest of it, since we've already printed off these quotes and already printed off the little butterfly. So we don't need more of those. Okay, so I'm gonna slice it and then again delete those things, and now I can delete the rest of the sticker sheet. And we have some good stuff here. So what I'm gonna do now is just, I have them spaced out nicely. Cricut will space everything for me when I print. I copied all of them doing the Command C, and then I'm gonna paste them. But now what I wanna do is click on each one individually, and I'm gonna flip them. So in Cricut, the little flip button are these 2 things. So I wanna flip vertically. So I'm just gonna flip it, and flip it. And so now with the papers I've already printed and these florals, I should have 2 copies of each facing both ways. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this, save it to my stuff. Let's see, I'm gonna call it, can I type? I'm gonna call it printing example. All right, so we click make, we click continue, and then we click send to printer. It'll give these little black bars on the sides. Those are for if you have a Cricut, and it helps know where to cut. So we're gonna go ahead and just print, and it'll print off of my printer. And then today I'm just gonna cut it out by hand because it's just a few stickers. All right, I have everything printed out, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of a cutting tutorial right here as well, because I sometimes get questions about all the different cutting tools. So obviously this is not going to be a Cricut or Silhouette type tutorial. So if you have a cutting machine, there are lots of tutorials out there for that. One of these days I will get to that again. But right now, most people are super intrigued by my gyro cut. So let's see all the different cutting options. Okay, here we go. These are a lot of cutting options. Oh, here's one more. All right, so you can print and cut stickers at home. I'll list everything down below. If I miss something, just tell me and I'll link it for you. But the paper, the label paper that I like to use for stickers is from Online Labels. It's just their matte label paper. It's really simple. It's not pricey. You can buy it on Amazon for a small number of sheets, like I think 25 is the lowest you can buy, maybe even 10. I typically buy 100 or 500 at a time because I'm doing a lot of printing, but if you're only going to do a few things, 25 probably will suffice. Okay, and then as far as cutting tools go, easiest one to start with if you're just new to this and don't know if you're going to be cutting and printing and all of that a lot is to use some scissors and do what's called fussy cutting. So I'll show you that. And then the other ways before you get into like a cutting machine, which I really recommend if you're doing printables all the time, or you're really into other crafty projects. If it's only, you know, occasionally, I'd recommend these items over it. But obviously everyone's heard of X-Acto knife brand, so this is like that. This is from Fiskars, but this is what an X-Acto knife would be like. It's very sharp. This comes out really easily, and so on. This one's like a pen one, which is really handy for travel or putting in your little pen case so you don't accidentally get yourself with it. This one I haven't used too much, but I got it from like Journal Say or something like that. It's got the tiniest little sharp point on it, but otherwise it's just very ergonomic and it does cut pretty well. But I haven't tested it out enough to show you how to use it, but it is an option. And then these are my favorites. These are the gyro cut. This is the original. This is the pro version. The pro version you can either get with 1 blade or 3 different blades, and they're interchangeable. This one doesn't come with the other blades. They're similarly priced if you get 1 blade with it, but if you buy 3 blades, it's about double the cost. I will say this one cuts so much deeper more easily. So if you're having trouble with this one, people have said, and I agree, that this one is just easier to go with. So that being said, I will show you these 3 today because these are the main ones that I use. So for fussy cutting, really if I have like 1 sticker, I might do that first, but I'm not gonna fussy cut if I have a ton of stickers. So I typically will cut it out in like a big blob like this, and so that it's easier. And then for fussy cutting, it's easiest if you keep your scissors straight and rotate the paper. It's gonna be harder if you're trying to move your scissors like this, and it's just, I find it easier if I move the paper instead. I also find that for fussy cutting, using these little scissors is easier than like a big kitchen type junk drawer scissor. These little ones are like sewing scissors. These ones I also got from Journal Say, but I know you can grab them from all sorts of places. But I do love this size of scissors. It also fits in the little like pen bag really easily, along with this one. Gyro Cut does come with a cap, so if you are putting it into a pen bag, keep that cap on it. I've lost mine, and I just keep mine in a little cup on my desk, but can't put them in a pen bag anymore. Okay, so that is fussy cutting. Again, it works for like one-off things. I wouldn't do it when I have this many stickers, but it is a good option. You do have to then peel the sticker, which is a little bit annoying. Okay, with both of these two options, I recommend having like a cutting mat. This is a Cricut Joy sized cutting mat. Originally, I got one of these from the Dollar Tree. You could also buy it from Cricut. You can buy off-brand from other places on Amazon and all sorts of places. This I got in a 3-pack from Journal Say. This is a sticky mat. At first, it did stick to the pages of journals and stuff a little bit more, but now it's barely sticky. But I like a little bit of stick to just help secure things in place. Anyways, always put your stickers on a cutting mat or a piece of cardboard if you don't have a cutting mat, so that you don't accidentally get your table or you don't accidentally cut through a second page of paper. Anyways, this is the little pen one. The easiest way to use this is to be pulling somewhat towards you. It's harder to go up. Same thing with the Gyro Cut. This one I don't like for fussy cutting stickers. You can see I'm ripping. Oh, that's really hard to see, but I'm ripping little bits of the paper already from just using this. It is really great for straighter lines. It's really easy if I can do a straight line. It's nice and easy, but wavy, it works, but it's a little harder. So I don't even know if I want to finish a flower using this, just because it's not as easy. But if you're only going to get one thing and you do a lot of straight cuts and things like this, this would probably work as well. It is a good tool. I do use it a couple times a week for various things, just not for cutting out stickers like that. I use this more for cutting washi tapes and things like that. Anyways, this is a Gyro Cut. It rotates 360 degrees, as you can see. And it works very well for cutting all of this out. You can see I am not speeding up the video because I'm talking through this and I'm just going all the way around it. And I've already finished cutting out this flower right now. So you can see that was a lot quicker than the little pen cutter. I will say this one, all of them will take practice. This one does pretty straight lines too. I find it a little harder for straight lines. Curvy lines are easy. I would say with any of these, grab a piece of paper, grab a piece of cardboard, grab a piece of sticker paper, grab some washi tape, all sorts of different levels of thicknesses, and practice straight and curved lines on them until you get a feel for it. It does just take some practice to figure out how much pressure to put. I will say the orange one, the Pro one, does do like curved lines with edges better. What I mean by that, that's kind of hard to explain. When I'm doing a big round like this and then I suddenly change directions and have a point here in it, I find with this one, it sometimes tears a little. With this one, it rarely tears. So it does that point better than the blue one. Does that make sense? Ask me if you have questions. That's kind of hard to explain. But we are gonna go through, I am just gonna finish cutting all of these out, and then we'll finally make the spread for Teresa. I also do have the pink mild liner, and I think I wanna take a look at some washi tapes before I start designing the page. Okay, so these, we'll just go down the middle here, because it's two different ones here, and go through all of this. Okay, let me know any questions you have about any various cutting tools. I'm happy to make a more in-depth video at some point about specific questions, but I think that kind of covers the basics. I do have an old Printables 101 video that may have some more information, but that was way before I got this Pro one, and so all the information might be slightly different in there. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this all back out. This video is gonna be pretty long as it is, and then I'll come back with y'all to make Teresa's spread. All right, we have everything cut out and we're ready to go. We are making the spread for Teresa, and in the past, she has loved windows and faux Dutch doors and distress inks and all sorts of stuff. So we're gonna think about what we're gonna do. I'd love a floral Dutch door in there. I'd love it to be symmetrical from the middle going out, whatever we do. And I would love a faux Dutch door in there as well, but I'm trying to figure out what order I want things to go in. So we have books and bows, also with the teal in there, which is just a lovely little addition. We've got all this pink. So I was thinking of having like a Dutch door of bows in it as well. But so like if we fold in something, can we have something in the middle still, or should we do that? Should we do it on the outside and then the faux one in the middle? What if we do the faux one in the middle but make it still be a Dutch door? I think we'll do bows in the middle, but they won't go all the way in. It's not going to be a straight line. We're going to have it fold in here. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Okay, so we need this many pages. That's correct. And we're just going to start here by folding. And we're going to keep them off the page a little just so that we're going to cut this anyways, so it doesn't really matter where we folded it. And we have lots of pink, so if we run out of pink bows, we have some pink bows in here. We've got some pink bows in here. So I think we have enough to do this. So we have 2 pages of each one. We also have red, but we're going to stick with pink as best we can on this side. And then if we need to, we'll go to some other ones. But we do have symmetrical bows other than the ones that I've already used. Pretty symmetrical. They're not perfectly symmetrical, but so the question is, are we going to go this way or have them all going like this? I kind of like the idea of them all coming out. So I'm going to put this one here. We're going to try to use up this page for the front so that then we have this page for the back side once we've made the cut. Does that make sense? Okay. And it's going to ever so slightly come up and be at the biggest point in the center, which is going to be around this bow. Like this one and the next one are going to be the center ones. Let's do some skinnier ones as well. I'm not sure what we're gonna do in this little gap, but we are gonna figure it out. Okay, I'm gonna make that one go a little bit inward like that. And then I wanna use that one on that side along with these ones, but Let's do this one. Since we're gonna do one without strands, let's get at least one without long ribbons hanging off the end. Okay, and then I do have a tiny little bit laying over, so let's fill that just like that. Okay, we're gonna get this other side, try to match it up, then cut everything and get the back side. Okay, so I know I want to use this one because it's kind of the same style as that. So I'm gonna put it all the way on the other side so that it's kind of balancing with the pattern. I also want to use this striped one because it's really cute. So we'll use that in a few. But first we're going to work our way up. Trying to look at the different widths of bows and trying to not have all of the big thick bows all on one side. Okay. No, I want to move you up a little bit. Can I pick you up? Yes, thank you. I'm thanking my bows, you guys. Okay. There we go. Then I do like this one. Let's do that one. And then this one. Okay, so that's gonna be great. On these edges, I would use my scissors to trim them. And then on these edges to cut the paper, I'll use my gyro cut. If you don't have a gyro cut, you can fussy cut with your scissors. It's just harder. Okay. Here we go. Cutting this all up and then getting to the back side of these before getting to the Crafty Planner Queen stickers. I don't have a direct link or discount code for Crafty Planner Queen. She does have a PR team, a rep team. I used to be on it a long time ago. But they do have, I think, 15% off codes. So go find out who's on her rep team. And then this particular printable right there is called D Strong. I don't know if it's still in her shop or not, but she has a lot of really good stuff if you're into printables. All right, let's get this side. When you're cutting with your gyro cut, you will need more pressure when you're cutting through this paper, especially if your notebook has thick paper like mine. I only use notebooks with 160 GSM paper for my journals because I like how thick they are. They hold up well when you're putting all the scrapbook paper and inks and stickers on them. Okay, so that's what that's gonna look like right there. That is cute. Okay. Now we need to find the matching bows and get them on the back side. So here we go. This one's I think it's that one. And one of the ones with the little like pearl string or whatever. See, these work really well. Bows are perfect for these Dutch doors. Then we've got this, let's see, that is, I think, this one. Or something like it. It might be that. No, it's not that one. I think it's that one. Close enough either way. Can't really go wrong with the bows for the Dutch doors. The other item that Teresa had requested when I was thinking through all her suggestions, her other suggestion was like kind of like horror, kind of like gore, Halloween type thing. And I honestly, Teresa, I don't know if I had stickers for all that. I don't really have those kind of stickers, and I wasn't sure how to do that kind of spread justice. So, was it a type of spread that maybe was too much for me to be able to complete? I don't know. This one is really fun. I love the meaning behind this one. The other one would have been a really fun challenge too. I just could not think of any supplies that I had on hand that would have fit it. So it would have been a lot harder to figure out, I think. But really, really interesting suggestion. Last video for Teresa, it's still on my channel, she gave me like this super intricate theme, and it was one of my most favorites that I've had to do so far. And it was, which one is this? It's this one. It was like she wanted a window and a faux Dutch door and a sunset with distress inks and a sand beach scene. And it was really, really complicated, but really fun. And it was in an heirloom size notebook, which is like the 8.5 by 11 size notebooks from Archer and Olive. And that was huge. It was such a fun spread to put together though. So go check out all my previous patron journal spreads, because all the different suggestions from my patrons when I do their journals is so fun. I get a kick out of seeing all the different themes that people are coming up with and wanting. And there are some things that I never would have thought of doing until they suggest them. All right, so this Dutch door, it's a faux Dutch door with an actual Dutch door. This Dutch door is done. And now we're gonna add the florals right next to it. So the florals are gonna lay down right here. So we have, for these florals, we have these. So 3 different stickers plus, so 5 different stickers, 6 different stickers. So just thinking about how these are gonna lay down, I'm gonna do one of the big ones each on a different side of the page. Because while I love this to be symmetrical, I don't want it to be perfectly symmetrical. I want it to have the same similar shapes, but slightly different cut lines. So we're gonna put a big one here. And then we're gonna put the other big one from the page on this side. And we're gonna do that as the starting point of all of this stuff. Okay. I never finished cutting out this one. Okay, really quick and being gentle because I didn't put my cutting mat under it. Okay, now we can put it down. Okay, and I'm gonna put that one here. All right, so you can see how it's kind of coming together. We're gonna save that for the back side. We could use that one in a moment, but first I'm gonna use these stickers. Now, these are the same florals as these, but slightly smaller. So this is that one. So I'm gonna put this one over here, just to, again, switch things up a little bit, not have the same thing right next to each other, and so on. Okay. So this is the one that I fussy cut. It's harder to peel than the others. And we're just gonna put it there. And then we're trying to pick this one up, having a little trouble, but we got it. And let's see, it was facing that same way on that side. So I'm gonna spin it this way for this side and put it right there. Okay, Now, to keep things a little bit different again, while we're keeping the similar shape, I do want to put the butterfly on one of these and quotes on the other. So I'm gonna put the butterfly over here and then a quote on the other side. Okay, so we've got that. We've got the butterfly. We'll put a floral here in a moment. For this, looking at what's gonna go right here, I think this one is gonna be easier. We'll make it work. These are both kind of rectangular quotes, so we'll make it work. And we're gonna put it like this so you can see the whole quote here. It's a little bit cut off, but you'll see the whole thing even when you've got this Dutch door ahead of it. Okay, now these other florals we can do on these remaining places. So this one has a little more space, so I'm gonna grab this one. And I'm just gonna figure out, ripped it a little bit, that's okay. I'm just gonna figure out what I'm gonna do. I think I might put it like this way and have it going in a little bit. I think that'll look really nice and all of that. I did have this tiny little piece that got cut off. Do I even wanna try to put it in? Do I wanna try? Okay, that worked. That worked. Okay, so we did that one. Here are these smaller ones, and I can put one of those in as well. And again, I think I might want to do it this way so we can get, you know, most of it or all of it on the page. Cool. Okay, we're going to cut these out, get those Dutch doors done, and then we can figure out how the rest of the spread goes together. All right, let's do this. Trim that little bit. We can do better than that. There we go. Tiny little bit right there. And we're good. Now we're good. Having a problem right there. We are gonna fix it. There you go. Okay. So I still don't know how the middle or the edges or all of that are gonna all come together, but we will figure it out. It is always fun to have a spread that I'm not quite sure where everything's going and just see what happens. There we go. Look at that beautiful Dutch door right there. Okay. All right. That is looking so cool. We are definitely going to need some washi tapes or use that pink pen that I grabbed to do some more stuff with all this. But let's get the back sides of this done first and then see what we're working with in terms of what stickers we have left from here and what bow stickers we might want to use elsewhere. All right, so these are great. Now that we've flipped them, I can just literally put it down and it was like perfect. Okay, so we've got this one, which is that. Is it that one? Or is it, yeah, it's that one. It's just flipped, okay. There. Okay, got that. And we've used this whole page. Woohoo! All right, this one is gonna go here. And then sometimes when you have so many little leaves, it's hard to pick them up without potentially ripping the sticker. So just be careful as you pull it up and it'll all be good. If you're using like a clear sticker paper to print at home, which I've never actually tried, but I know some people do that, you won't have that problem as much because it just sticks differently. But the paper ones do like to try to tear on you. All right, there we go. This, we're gonna put this sticker in. It won't be a perfect fit, but we are gonna make it work. Just trim off a little bit. So that it doesn't get stuck with the sticky parts that are hanging over the edge. There, okay. All right, that looks pretty good. And we need, I have stuff stuck to me. We need to do this backside. There we go. It's gonna be right here. Here's the butterfly. And then lastly on this part is this one. I'm gonna get rid of this page because this is all the backwards text. So we're gonna leave that alone. Okay, I did put this down and was over the edge a tiny bit, so I'm gonna trim that off. Okay, beautiful. All right, so I have 2 quotes left, as well as a lot of bows and boxes and things. And then we also have the highlighter. Let me look at what tapes I might use as well very quickly. All right, I grabbed 2 tapes. This one is a lace tape from Washi Tape Shop. I believe the set is called Baroque Lace. This is from Planything. It's just like a hexagon one. And I thought this one would look really nicely going right on the edge right here. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And just, do I wanna fold it over or just leave it on this side? I think we'll just leave it on this side this time. If you want to fold it over onto both sides, I would recommend using a wider tape. I think that would work better. And then you could have the tape on both sides or lay down 2 pieces side by side. I've done that before, but it gets a little tricky with the bend. Okay, so we've got that. That just adds to it right there. Okay. We will get something over here, but let's first put down this one. I think this is going to be great right on the edge over here. And it's not quite the same pink, but it is darker in the same kind of thing. Like this matches these little florals pretty well. So I think it'll do nicely there. I'll trim up that other one in just a second. Okay. So now I have to decide. I'm thinking about putting this down here, but that's going to take up a lot of space. Do I have a tape that's thin but matches this color to bring it into more of the spread? Maybe one of the Live Love Posh thin washi tapes. I have a bunch of them now. That's close. This might be closer. These are pastels. I wonder if the neutrals might be better. Actually, that's pretty good. I like that one to just add a little something, and we're gonna do it not right on the edge, because when this opens, it might look a little funny if it's right next to each other and not all of it's right next to each other. So this way we're giving a little gap, trying to keep it a straight line. It's more difficult than it looks with these thin tapes, but I do love the look of a thin tape. Not that we're going to be looking at it open too often, but this is what it's going to look like if it's open. And I think that looks pretty cool. So we'll do that on this side too. Then maybe just thinking through some things. Maybe we will, on the inside, do a little two-tape thing, because we've got this. What if we go this way to make a little box for this? The question is, do we go like this or like this? I think this way. I think that'll look nice. Okay. So I'm going to go like this and lay it all down, and then I'm going to use the gyro cut to trim it in the shape of where the bows are, so that it like kind of hugs the bows to make this frame. I think that'll look really nice. And again, I'm trying to make a straight line. It's harder than it looks sometimes. Okay. So there we go. We're gonna do the same with this, again, leaving a little gap, because I think that looks good. So if you're looking at these tapes, by the way, the ones from Live Love Posh they've got like a little glimmer in them. They're not glittery, but they do have a little bit of a shimmer, which is kind of cool. I like it, but if you don't like shimmer, you might not like it. Okay. Well, this one I didn't quite go far enough, but I'm going to make a little bend like that. We'll just call it good. Yeah, I think, or do I want to, I have some extra space over here. What if we just move it down? One great thing about tapes is that they're easy to peel up and place again and again and again. Okay, there we go. Now I can trim it all the way up to the top of this bow. All right, so there's the like frame for this one. That looks cool. And this is going to be really functional inside. It does have all of this like showing, but that's okay in this circumstance. I think it looks great like that. Now we just need to go ahead and put in some boxes and put in any other bows. And I'd like to use these 2 quotes in there as well. We have quotes on this side, but we do need like a quote here and probably a quote in here as well. So we're going to get that going. Okay. So the boxes for this are right here. And we will put a couple of boxes inside. So I'm going to do one right down here. And then one like this. And it is going to be folded over, but when Teresa writes in this, it is going to be, you know, open like this. So she'll be able to write on that and it'll fold like that, and that's okay. We're going to follow the same pattern and do this one up here. Just because I think symmetry, even at a diagonal, looks really good. Okay. Now looking at where to put other things, the biggest boxes we're going to put on the 2 big pages. So this one we're going to get right here. And then the long one we'll put on this back one. Now, do I want it here because this is the skinny side? We don't have as much space, or do I want it over here? I think I want it over here. Let's just see how far over it can go. I'll put it on the inside just so there's extra space. I don't want it hanging over the edge here. It's just my own personal likes on how I do my boxes and things like that. We'll put a big one there and a big one over here. This bright one will look really nice over here. And then I think we have 2 more big boxes. So I think because we have bigger amounts of space on these pages, I'll layer them here and here and here. And then we'll use the last of the small boxes on these ones. And for this, I'm going to, this is a little area up here. They're not actually going to layer over each other this time. They're going to kind of line up like that, just because that was a good space to fill. I think I'm going to do the same thing down here. Just because it is a good space to fill. On these smaller boxes, I like to put the date or a virtue of the day or my overarching goal for the day or something like that. That's a good thing if you're unsure what to fill in a smaller box. Okay. Next up, quotes. Let's put this one on this front page because I love it. And we are going to put it right in here. It is a good spot for it. I'm going to let it layer over the boxes just a little bit so it fits even nicer. There is the H just poking over, but again, that's okay. All right, we have nothing on these, so we're going to put something there in a minute. And then with this, we're going to get this in. And I think so that we don't take up too much space, do I want to just trim a flat line to put it in here or let it hang over that? I think I have a little more space right here, and I think I am gonna make it just a straight line right on the bottom of it. I obviously don't want to cut off any of the text or the design, but I think that looks really nice just like that. Okay, so this page is done. We haven't used the pink highlighter. Do I want to use the pink highlighter? I honestly don't think I need it, but I do need a little something here. So let's get another box for each one and then put a bow with it. I think that'll do. Get a bow on the page, put a box on the page, and that'll just kind of fill it in nicely. All right, so I do just love this striped bow. It makes me so happy. Okay. And these ones are gonna go over the pink boxes a little bit. They are clear stickers. There's washi tape stuck under it. So you'll see a little bit, but with the pink on pink, I don't think it looks all that crazy or weird. And then we'll get one bow right over here. Awesome. Okay, so I think that does it for Teresa's spread. Again, this used washi tape from Planything, Washi Tape Shop, and Live Love Posh, stickers from Keleva Plan, and then the printable stickers are from Crafty Planner Queen. This one's called D Strong. All right, this is the final flip through. Oh, that one's sticking up a little. Sometimes when you do this and you get a sticker right on the edge, sometimes it wants to lift up. So just get yourself a double-sided tape and then pop it down. If any tape is outside of the sticker, if you just roll, it'll kind of pick up all the excess and get rid of it. But now it's not lifting up when I open it. Okay, here's the full flip through. We've got this faux Dutch door along with a set of Dutch doors in this breast cancer awareness spread. All right, Teresa, I hope you love this spread. Everyone, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.